This hallway project has been dragged out. I've had to work on it as time and energy would allow because this year has just been shrouded by personal loss. I lost my brother, followed by my dad, and it just slowed everything down. And sometimes it feels like I stopped too, but now I am back and I'm tackling the so-called finishing touches. It feels like there's a lot of finishing touches between the thrifting and the first attempts at sewing and putting off using my sewing machine. I'll be giving the clock and the staircase a freshen up, and finally I'll be getting the frames and the banister on the wall. It is meant to be slow living, although if I'm honest it feels a bit more like slow chaos. Are you practicing? What are you making?
A mask.
A mask, cool. During the time we were doing the hallway renovation, we actually did several other rooms, including the downstairs bathroom, which I have been hanging up pictures of my relatives and my recently deceased brother and my father. And actually on the wall there you can see some of my ancestors, including my dead mother. So I actually got pretty bummed out doing this video, and I don't know why I'm doing this. Anyway, my whole house was in chaos at this point. You know when you're trying to make things better and everything gets worse and more ugly as you go? This is where we're at this point. It is things everywhere.
What you doing? Oh, hello. Hi, baby. I am Lucy.
Trying my best to make use of the frames that I've already got. So I'm trying to work out whether I preferred it when it had a border around it. I should put that in black. You'll often see around my house lots of movie posters, and it's usually for films that my husband's worked on. He works in the film industry. He has a legitimately very cool job. I have less so of a cool job. I pretty much hang out with a miniature schnauzer and edit all day long. But here I am just clearing up some old frames, restoring them. I'm trying to make use of what I've got at home rather than just buying lots of new things, because ultimately this isn't our final resting place, this home. The next few delicious hours were spent with me reframing photographs and Rem hanging up a bracket so we could get our old mirror up on the wall. Decided not to repaint this mirror because honestly I ran out of steam, but I think it works well with the white. Once our super tiny schnauzer was back firmly in his happy place at the top of the stairs, we set about hanging up our artwork. Now, we have a little bit of a push and pull thing going on with our artwork. We both don't own a lot, but what Rem does own is very heavily horror based. It's just dreadful, and I don't want it in my house anymore. Honestly, if you saw it, you'd understand. Wait, no, I'm actually going to show you. It has to be seen. He made it himself. No. Yes, indeed, every square foot of my house is covered in aliens, monsters, ghosts and ghouls. Yes, like that. That's rather nice. Truth be told, I actually don't know what my style is at all. I have never allowed myself to collect art over the years, simply because I've never known really where to put them or what my final house would look like. I know that's a really unusual way of thinking, but it turns out that I think really weirdly anyway about a lot of things, and it's actually a regret that I've got. So I'm starting to curate a collection now, and I think that I'm kind of getting there with what I like. I've never been a massive one for thrifting, but it turns out when you're broke, you need to go thrifting if you want to collect artwork. So I've been going with my friend Sam, and we've been finding wins. Oh no, I love that. I'm going to get that. That's going to look lovely, isn't it? So, farewells. Yeah, oh. No, all right, it's done. It's got to be done. Look at it. I love it. Yeah, it's because look at him, like, this is, oh. Are you familiar with Penelope Thirlwell? Because I am. If you are here with me watching this video, then I can only presume that you saw my first 2 videos where I show you, sort of teach you of how you board and batten a house. And I decided to take the same principles of board and battening to do my wainscoting on my very, very boring 1970s banister. All I did was just draw out a rough template of where I want things to be, went down to Wix, bought everything I needed for the beading and slapped it on with some glue. Done. Would you believe me if I tell you that doing this tiny little bit of battening is so much harder than doing the whole way? Looks a little bit on the piss there, doesn't it? I think it's all right. Oh, Max, stop it. Board and battening isn't actually that hard. This was hard because it was so small and thin that it would splinter. And I don't know why I bothered trying to bead underneath the banister because nobody saw it. So ultimately I did it on that one side and then left it. I've over glued. I'm just peeling off the bits of glue. And we have decided to not use wood filler because it's also small. See how that goes. My gosh, this is voiceover Sifi. Well, of course it is. I am just looking at myself and listening to the tone in my voice, and I just sound so sad through the whole of this video. I hope I'm not negging everyone out. I'm actually usually quite a cheerful person. It's just been a hell of a few months, you know, with just close ones dropping off this mortal coil at a rate of knots. It's another day, another tired schnauzer. You turned a moment into forever for 1,000 boop, boop, boop. And hearts. With noses gently booped, it was time to move on to do the wood staining, and I decided to use what I had at home rather doing what my original plan was, which was to stain the wood and then follow it up with a polyurethane cover. This is something that just is all in one and it works really lovely. You just have to use several coats, but don't forget to re-mask up everything yet again. I swear I should take out shares in masking tape. What do you listen to when you're doing decorating? Are you a music person, audiobook person, or a podcast person? I really like to immerse myself into a podcast. It's usually something really grim, like a true crime, which is probably quite questionable, but I just find it really interesting. I also listen to a lot of P.G. Wodehouse. I love anything narrated and written by Stephen Fry as well. Some of my go-to podcasts are Scared to Death, All Killer No Filler, After Dark, Uncanny. I'm always seeming to wear an uncanny top in this. I saw them live and they were brilliant. Darlene Robbins is like my favourite BBC presenter. So I have just come back from a car boot sale. Now I am not a shopper, I'm not a natural shopper, and I think I'm also naturally a bit minimalistic. I have quite a busy brain, a really busy brain, and I feel really stressed when I own lots of stuff or I've got lots of stuff around me, but I've just been watching, I can't remember the name. It's called Homeworthy England, and it's on YouTube. And I've been watching, hello Max! I've been really kind of not sure of my sense of style. I've never really allowed myself to kind of start curating a sense of style. I don't know, I'm really funny in my brain. I sometimes think I should have myself checked out because I'm very funny about owning a lot of stuff or where I get stuff from. I'm not in any way snobby or anything like that. But the idea of going to a car boot sale has terrified me. And I've never really done like thrifting or going into charity shops, but my friend's really into it. So I've gone with her and I went to a car boot sale and I actually bought stuff that I love. Max is going through, oh, do you not like that? I'm sorry. First thing I'm going to tell you about, I went to a charity shop the other day and I got this. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's a picture of Compton Court, view from the garden and moat by George Samuel Elgood. And the thing is, my friend is, I don't know what it's called. People who know about art study art, and they're the sort of people who can like study a single painting for like 3 years. Yeah, she's one of those. And she has yet to properly authenticate this, but from looking at it and from who it's been framed by, which is Christie's of New York, they think it might be an original. And I got it for 15 quid. I was in the shop and I was like, oh, I really like that painting. It's so pretty. And the first thing I bought was this. This is going to look so good on my landing. I've just finished varnishing the windowsill and I really like it. I like it for the colours. I don't particularly go for this kind of style of anything. I was looking through like Butter Wakefield and Annie Sloan and kind of their styles, and they're like, it's okay to mix the old with the new and have pops of colour and everything, and you know, and it just feels kind of nice, like I've got permission to do what I like. So I was like, for 4 quid, I was really pleased with that. So I got myself my first ornate jug. Ornate, I don't know. I didn't know what they were called, but this is called a glug jug. And I just thought, I saw it and I was like, I never get that feeling of like, I have to have something, but I had to have it. And so now I've got it, but I got it for £3. Anyway, I went shopping in this charity shopping with my friend Sam, and they had a Thirlwell print, and I got it. It's in a hideous frame, but it's already on the wall, and I love it. So I really like Thirlwell. I'll show you why, but people used to make fun of me because of like Penelope Thirlwell, because I was always on my Shetland ponies and things like that, and I had this like really stubborn Shetland pony, and I did gymkhanas and things like that, and I had this little pudding bowl haircut, so I kind of looked a bit like Penelope Thirlwell. I used to read all the Thirlwells, and this is Penelope Thirlwell, and I found this, and that is going on my wall. And I used to have a little tiny black Shetland pony called JR, and I used to go on the hunt, that would go see the hunt off locally together, and she could never work out why I was terrified, but I really like pictures of botanicals. And again, from watching the show Homeworthy, they what's her name again, Butter Wakefield, was talking about putting the old with the new and doing botanicals and carrying themes through her house, and I just kept on thinking about it. I walked away and then I came back and I walked away and I came back and I walked away. I kept on doing that, and but the thing I like about it is the pictures of Edelweisses, and I used to live in Austria in my 20s. I do like if I can pull some connection to some form of meaning with these things. This is something that I was really unsure about. I'll tell you why. This is my favourite painting in the whole entire world, and it actually hangs at the Wallace collection, which is like, it's a very famous piece, and this is very clearly a print of it. And I feel a bit funny about, like, I kind of want to curate my things with pictures and paintings and maybe originals or limited edition prints and stuff. I feel like there's something a bit funny about having something that's so famous on my my stairs, but this is the swing. I think, is it called the swing? Yes, it is. It's called the swing. I always thought it was called Lady on the Swing. And this is absolutely, categorically, one of my favourite paintings from the Rococo era. That's my family home, so I'm going to show him everything I got. Hi, buddy. Can I show you everything I got? Oh! I think it's show my husband, who's probably not going to like any of it, but never mind. Be asking yourself, as I too have asked myself, why I might be gardening when I've gone out to learn how to use my sewing machine. Well, here's the story behind it. I think I have said several times before that I am presuming I've got some sort of neurospicy brain here, and I needed a place to sit in order to learn how to use my sewing machine. So I had to go out and get this table and chairs, and then by the place where they were selling the table and chairs, I noticed they had a lot of flowers. So I had to go and buy those flowers. And then I came back, and then of course I needed to repot those flowers and set up the table and chairs and then water them, and then also do a whole lot of gardening before I could sit down and actually learn how to use my sewing machine. It's a whole process. I don't know if I can really make it. It makes logical sense to me anyway.
Doing the grass.
What have you got?
You ready?
What is it?
Open.
Oh, it's a baby Frogham's McGee.
Can I keep him?
No.
I'm keeping him.
Oh, he's so cute. Oh, he's so sweet.
I love you, Bob.
Oh, yuck. Aren't children just divine? So sweet, so innocent. I'm very sorry if you were eating during that little interlude. Yes, Bob remained with our family for the next 45 minutes. He was then lovingly released. You happy?
Hey, Bob. He likes you. Wanna hold him?
No, I'm good. I think you would agree that this is now a perfect place to learn how to use a sewing machine without actually using a sewing machine. YouTube. I simply don't know why I didn't think of this before, because it now seems immediately obvious that I should paint the staircase. Is it the stair rails, I should say, the same colour as the colour that I'm planning on painting throughout the whole rest of the house? And that, like, because the start quite hasn't worked. I've sat on this for months, not just because of the paintwork. Shall I show you what I think? Let me show you what I think. In here, which I actually haven't done a reveal of yet, but I think that this slight coffee colour cream against the green works. But can you see how the stark white doesn't go very well? So if I paint all this the same sort of coffee colour, I think it's going to blend so much more nicely. The thing that's ruining my life is the grey carpets, but I'm not gonna change those for a whole host of reasons. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go get a tester pot. No, I'm not gonna get a tester pot. I'm not even gonna bother testing this. I'm just gonna go in for it. So now I'm going to take up everything and get going. So off I galloped to Amersham Deck, and I wanted to take a moment here to send you all details of Amersham Deck, which is in, well, Amersham in Buckinghamshire. If you are in the vicinity and you are redecorating your home, visit the place. This store is so well stocked. The boys are so knowledgeable and so helpful, and I should know because I was with them about 47 separate occasions. Upon getting back, I realised that burlesque's coming out, and so I had to pretend to be Cher for the rest of the afternoon. You can understand. Right, okay. So I am feeling pretty emotional about the fact that I am having to masking tape up my... Hello, Maxie. All I need to do is just make sure that I'm covering up everything so I can just slap the paint on. I don't feel like we need to watch this. Shall I just check in with you after it's been done? I got it, and I got the paint too. I should just wear this as a necklace by this point. So if I just get under here. Turns out doing a time lapse of painting white on top of white isn't very effective, so let's move on. Okay, I'm trying to do that thing where I'm not going to base my judgment on half the job. So it's the next day and I realised that I'd forgotten to paint like a lot, so it was very patchy, but it's finished now and I've just done all the cutting in. This is called Swiss Coffee. Can you stop batting out my it's called Swiss Coffee, and it is like the perfect colour of cream. And it is just muted enough that it means that the carpet, which is so disgusting, isn't hugely looking problematic anymore. Have you got paint on you? I've sort of half managed not to get the schnauzer stuck to the wall. But anyway, I am going to tidy up. And then today I've got a really exciting day because I'm going to take that clock off the wall, and it has been bothering me for ages. I really like the clock, but it's very kind of modern, isn't it? And I found a really beautiful yellow chalk paint, and I've also got lots of stuff in my collection to like rim it with gold and everything. I'll tell you another thing that's really happy is this schnauzer. Have you seen anything in your life as cute as that? Never, never, never. Okay, so I thought it was going to be beautiful and sunny, and I was going to sit in the garden and do this outside, but it's not. It's miserable out, so we're going to get cozy in here, have a nice cup of tea, and I'm going to paint that. But firstly, I need to find a way of kind of covering this so I can get right in there. The yellow is beautiful, it blows my mind, but it needed some depth and dimension. So I noticed that we had some rubbing gilding. So I had to go with one of the frames I bought at the car boot sale, and I tried 3 different colours, and I decided to go with the greenish tone to just rim the inside of the clock, just so when you walk past you could get a little glimpse of gold. How do you feel about the yellow?
No, I like it. Actually.
I really like it as well.
It works really well.
It does.
Works really well with a green.
So I bought these 2 things, and I quite like the idea of there having a curtain here. I can't sew. I don't know how to sew. I've had some sewing lessons, but do you think I can retain the information? I don't know. So this actually, I think one of these is going to be enough, because that way it's double, because you want to ruche it, don't you? Like, you want to, I don't know. So I guess what I want to do is kind of sew a channel, feed some string through it, then I can ruche it, right? What do you reckon? So you see there? So there would be a little ruched, oh, hang on, do I need to use? And then so you just, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to do this. I have been for 2 sewing lessons with this exact machine, and because I don't retain information, I have got no idea how to use it. I think that gets put in there. You plug it from there. So you do that, right. So that's there, but that's not tight, but you do click that to the right, and then press that and... Oh! I winded my bobbin up! No! Oh, it's going up and down! So what's that like? I'm sewing with an actual machine. It took me an hour and a half and a massive temper tantrum, but I'm sewing! But I can sew an actual thing. Oh my God. That's an actual stitch. I've been frightened of doing that for ages. I wound a bobbin up and everything. Right, okay, let's go. Oh no. Oh no. No. My friend gave me this seam ripper because she said when you're learning to sew, she's like, you're gonna need it a lot. I can't believe, what a stupid mistake was that? But I'm still very proud of myself because like, here's me getting to my first situation and here's me fixing it. I was about to throw this whole thing out and start again and I was like, no, fix it. This is quite satisfying, actually, doing a seam ripper. I just sewed my first straight line. It took very many of my brain cells to figure out how to fix the curtain to the unit once I realised that doing it as a hanging curtain wasn't going to work. So I had bought a fly swatter that day because we have had an unusual amount of wasps. And then I realised if I just snipped the paddle off of the end and the handle off the other, I have a mini tension rod that I could just pull through the curtain and ram it in there, and it fit perfectly. T-E-M-B-T-E-D, tempted. I was tempted, tempted by your smile. I was tempted. And for a little while I was certain that I will be the one to change you and you will be mine. You will be mine. I was tempted, tempted by your eyes. I was tempted. The promises, the lies just keep hurting. They just keep on hurting. But I won't be the one to change you and you won't be mine. No, you won't be mine. Like Eve.
in the garden when the evening came. How could I believe you, leave you, fooled and ashamed? I was tempted, but tempted I'm no more. I've attempted what was never done before. Drop the curtain, drop the curtain. See, no one ever changes, no one. Farewell and goodbye.
There we go. I cannot believe I get to say this, but the whole staircase is done. I mean, it's done as it's going to be with what we've got at the moment. So I need to spend the next, you know, I guess, while collecting and curating pictures, and hopefully maybe putting up some of my mum's work, some of my work. I'm not going to say Rem's work because he's all into horror. I'm into horror, but nobody needs to have skulls and monsters in every single part of the house. But it's done. And I'm pleased with it. I'm not sure if I've just accidentally bummed myself out doing the cabinet at the bottom of the stairs, because without realising, I just realised I put my dad's memorial thing on it, some of my brother's ashes on it, and a candle saying Chesapeake, which is where my mum was from. She was from the Chesapeake Bay area. And I've done it quite by accident, and so I just sort of got a bit sad, but I'm happy everything's done. And you know what, it's good to curate memories. I think what I'm probably going to do is just put really simple, like a candle and some fresh flowers on there. But I wanted to say thank you very much for joining me. This was part 3, wasn't it? Can we just say it's done? I'm so pleased. Now I can just go back to some lovely content. I'm quite looking forward to getting back to some cooking content, and I have got a divine pasta recipe that I'm wanting to make. And also I've been working on a blanket, which is very sort of summery and girly, which is not really me, but I look forward to doing that and perhaps putting a video together. If you did like this, please do be sure to click like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye.
Farewell and goodbye.